Wiley Brown. For Texas A&M, number 35, 6'6", a junior, WRIGHT. For Louisville, number 43, 6'5", sophomore, Derek Smith. And now for the centers. For Texas A&M, number 23, 6'11", sophomore, Rudy Woods. For Louisville, 6'7", freshman, Rodney McCray. And now let's meet the guards. For Texas A&M, number 22, 5'10", a senior, David Goff. For Louisville, number 5, a 6'4", sophomore, Jerry Eves. For Texas A&M, number 30, 6'4", senior, David Britton. For Louisville, 6'4", senior All-American, Darrell Griffith. The coaches for tonight's first game. For Texas A&M, representing the Southwest Conference with a record of 26-7, coached by Dr. Shelby Metcalf. For Louisville, representing the Metro Conference with a record of 29 victories, 3 defeats, Danny Crum.
We'll be back with the tip-off of tonight's game right after these messages. A&M in their maroon. The Aggie starters, Smith and Wright with Woods, Goff and Britton. There's Louisville with Eves and Griffith at the guards, Brown and Smith at the forwards, and McCray at center. It'll be Wiley Brown for the Cardinals and Rudy Woods for the Aggies, ready to tip it off. The officials discussing some problem with the floor. A sellout here at the Summit, a late arriving crowd. The Aggies and the Cardinals. Texas A&M 26-7, the Cardinals 29-3. And it's controlled off to Eves. Down into the corner it goes. And there is the shot by Griffith. No good. Battled underneath. Rolling on the floor and coming away with it. Vernon Smith. This is Britton for Texas A&M. Griffith bats the ball away, and it's controlled. McCray down to Griffith. 2.
Great steal by Darrell Griffith. His quick jumping ability surprised Britton that time, and then, of course, he followed it up with his patented Dr. Dunk.
Right back comes Britton. Oh!
Right out back at you by Britton. A great play. The Louisville defense fell asleep coming back on defense.
A&M in the zone. Griffith shoots over it and gets 2. That hit the front of the rim before it went down. Well, it's shaping up as a dandy in the early going. A&M had trouble with the pressure, Jeff, that the Bradley team gave them last week. Britton fires from 20, off the mark. Rebounded underneath, and a traveling call against Vernon Smith.
Good inside rebound by Smith, but he got in a hurry trying to put it back in and traveled. You mentioned the pressure defense. They're going to see a lot of that tonight, Jay, because Louisville a little bit smaller, but definitely quicker, and they'll press a lot.
Griffith has a half a dozen, the first 6 points. It's Griffith 6 and A&M 2.
He's the senior on this Louisville team. I think he knows his young teammates need some leadership in the early going.
Britton coming down. The ball is batted away by Griffith. Griffith's all over the court.
Yes, he is, and his matchup, Britton, that time looked behind him. Here goes Britton, good penetration. All of a sudden, there's Griffith from behind, knocking it out of bounds.
Shot put up over the rim, no good. That was Rudy Woods. Here comes Eves back for the Cardinals. Eves getting it out to Smith. Smith along the line. Shot put up there, no good by Rodney McCray, and a foul call.
Good ball movement by Louisville that time. McCray got it down low, but he tried to power up inside and was called for the charge.
Offensive foul on McCray. It is his first. Team foul number 1. 6-2. The Cardinals lead the Aggies. 18:05 to play in the first half. Here's the whistle. The shot is no good as it was put up by David Britton. And a foul on the play. Jerry Eves, the foul is his first, and team foul number 2. It'll be Goff to put it in play for the Aggies. Goff getting it around. And a traveling call against the Aggies. Vernon Smith on the call. That's the third turnover in the early going.
I think A&M looks a little bit nervous. They've traveled twice, and generally early in the game, that can be a result of being a little nervous, a little anxious out there.
They saw Danny Crum signaling. Here's Griffith shooting, and Griffith has opened with a sizzling performance here in the first 2 minutes.
Shows why he's such a great player, Jay. We all know that he can jump so well and he's great around the basket, but he's shown that outside range that he has. That one almost a three-point play if there was such a thing in college basketball.
In the lane, the turnaround shot is up and no good, put up by Vernon Smith, and then lost underneath by Rudy Woods. Well, the ball belongs to Louisville. They have the lead, 8-2, 17 and a half to go in the first half. Griffith again, missed this time, the foul charge to Vernon Smith. And Griffith will go to the line for 2.
Griffith has got pressure on now. That time, not the kind of foul you want to commit. That was a 32-footer, a long jump shot. You don't want to foul on that one, but the Texas A&M player did. Griffith will go to the line.
All everything. All-American Player of the Year, the Sporting News. Griffith averaging 22.7 a game. Out of Male High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Leads the team in assists. What a great, great performer this guy is. All 10 points for the Cardinals belong to Griffin. It's 10-2, biggest lead in the game. Goff getting it up to Britton. Britton comes in, the ball batted away from him. And back the other way, it comes to Eves. Eves shovels it up, good! And the Cardinals threatening to blow it open. And the Aggies need a timeout, and they're going to get one right here.
That time Louisville had a 4-on-1 break. Here's the steal. They come out of there with the ball. It's given to Eves as soon as possible, and he decides to take it straight to the basket by himself, but it was not an easy shot. He had to go under Goff for a very tricky layup.
A timeout on the court. The score, the Cardinals 12, the Aggies 2. We now return to our studios for these messages. Louisville 5 out of 6 from the floor. Texas A&M 1 out of 5. Into the game for Texas A&M, the kid they call the Crockett Rocket, number 13, Claude Riley. That's Britton. Smith getting it across. This is Riley, and he travels. And another turnover, the 5th against A&M.
You mentioned at the outset, Jay, A&M not used to a lot of pressure. That time, there's Coach Metcalf. He's a little concerned about his team's ability to handle the pressure thus far. Louisville is changing their defense. 2-1-2 zone press, 2-1-2 man-to-man pressure. They're doing a lot of changing in their pressure defense.
Along the baseline, Griffith's shot behind the board. Out of bounds, and let's see, it'll still belong to, no, it'll belong to the Aggies. You see the pressure put on by Louisville. Pass comes into Wright. Back to Goff. David Goff. Long pass down court. Vernon Smith gives it up and makes 2.
That's a basket that Texas A&M needed. Alertly, Goff looked up the floor. Smith was open. He took his time and laid it in.
Louisville working against the zoning tactics of A&M. Pass underneath. And up and in. Wiley Brown. Derek Smith on the assist. Wiley Brown for 2.
Shows what a team that Louisville bunch is. They moved the ball 3 times, finally getting a basket underneath for Brown.
Cardinals are up by 10. Riley getting it back out to Goff, and around it comes to Britton. Britton gives it to Smith, back out front. David Goff. Louisville going man-to-man into Rin Woods. His shot is blocked, but a foul is called. Derek Smith commits the personal foul. It is his first. Team foul number 3.
That time Derek Smith came out of nowhere. Wright gets the ball, looks like he's got a good look at the basket, but there he goes up. His follow-through may have hit him on the wrist.
Rin Wright, 6'6", 210, a junior from Roosevelt High School in Dallas, Texas. All Southwest Conference, 14.4 average. Tremendous physical ability. Rin Wright. Iowa 42, Syracuse 37. 18 minutes to go in the second half. Wiley Brown scoring for Louisville. Brown now has 4 points. 16-6 as Britton comes down for the Aggies. Britton in the lane, ball batted away out to Eves from Griffin. 3-on-2, Eves takes it in, and a foul called on Eves. And for my money, an excellent call.
Excellent call. Golf there all the time. Eves had a 2-on-1 break, decided to keep it again, but that time he made a poor decision and he did charge.
The foul on Eves is his second and team foul number 4 against Louisville. 15 and a half to go in the first half. Jay Randolph and Jeff Mullins with you from the Summit in Houston. Golf on the move. Texas A&M in the dark uniforms. Pass down to Riley. Riley scores, the freshman.
Another nice pass by Goff. He was being pressured very tough, but he made a great lob pass and an easy basket for Texas A&M.
16-8, Louisville leading. Darrell Griffin underneath to Eves. Eves gets it.
Louisville moving the ball very well now. That's 3 straight layups they've gotten with good passes inside to their big men. That time, though, Jerry Eves.
David Goff coming down against the pressure. Back out front to Britton. Into Rin Wright. Wright banks it off the glass. Rin Wright scoring.
All of a sudden, A&M settling down a little bit, and they're executing their offense. The pressure defense by Louisville took them out of their game early, but they've settled down now.
McCray getting it around to Darrell Griffin. The jumper blocked by Britton. Taken by Rin Wright. Back to Britton. Britton into the lane. Put it up. No. Carried the ball. Turnover. Substitution into the game for the Cardinals. Number 34, Roger Berkman. Berkman, the junior from Indianapolis, into the game. He'll be working along with Griffith. And Tyrone Latson is in, number 10 for Texas A&M. Latson and Goff now on the back line. That's Berkman. He'd like to be in his hometown next weekend, Jeff.
Certainly would.
Berkman getting it in. McCray back out. Rodney McCray, what a story he's been for Louisville. Here's Griffith with a save. Scooter McCray's brother. And talking with Denny Crum, he really gives Rodney McCray a great deal of credit. This Louisville club has played brilliantly. Berkman back out to Griffith. Louisville now very poised, slowing it down. In the lead, 18-10 with 13:40 to go in the first half.
Louisville again being very patient on offense. Texas A&M playing a good man-to-man defense, making Louisville work, but Louisville being very patient and taking their time, finally getting the foul called.
Foul's on Griffith, I think. Let's see.
I believe Latson was called
It's
for
on
pushing
Latson.
from behind.
Yeah, it's on Latson. I thought the way Griffith was looking for a moment, it was on him.
David Britton checks back in for A&M.
Number 44 in the game for Louisville, Pancho Wright. And he is into the game to replace Derek Smith. You got Latson along with Britton, Wright, Riley, and Smith in the lineup for A&M. Berkman almost lost it. Back out it comes. Rodney McCray getting it over. Number 41 is Wiley Brown. 44, Poncho Wright in the lineup, as we told you. This is Darrell Griffith again. Under to Wright. Couldn't handle the pass. And the turnover is the third for Louisville.
That time Griffith doing what he does so well, drawing the defense to him. He made a good pass. Louisville player wasn't alert. Good steal.
Turnover for A&M. Berkman, Griffith, underneath. Oh! Going down, Wiley Brown as he got the ball stuffed right back at him. And he took a real hard fall there.
Two very strong players. Here's Brown going up real strong. Wright is there, catches the ball, and kind of throws it back down, throwing Brown to the floor very, very hard. And he's in pain out there, Jay.
Jerry May, the head trainer, out there attending to him. Boy, did he take a real tilt.
Two very powerful men running into each other.
18-10. We'll try to look at this play again as they attend to him with 12:52 remaining in the first half.
Brown was going up with only one thing in mind, and that was to forcefully dunk it. He had all the power in his arm, and Wright caught it just at the top of his jump when he was off balance and threw him down to the floor very hard.
Quite a confrontation.
One of the things in a play like that, Jay, if you go up with not being decided what you're going to do on the shot, he was obviously going to dunk. If he had some room to change, probably would have avoided that, but he wanted only one thing and one thing only, the dunk. And consequently, he went down very, very hard.
Tony Branch, number 23, coming into the game. Branch is the man that won the game for Louisville over Kansas State. And Wiley Brown coming over to sit down.
That's the thing about tournament basketball, Jay. He's going to be very sore tomorrow, and if they were to win tonight, he'll need to be back in action Sunday, so you can't afford to rest those bruises very long.
Branch, the senior, on the free throw line. He's always played well in the clutch. He is 14 out of 14 at the free throw line this season after making that one.
Easy to see why, Jay. You can see the concentration. He's got good body balance. He's taking his time at the free throw line.
From Michigan City, Indiana. He was a starter for 3 years. And he is still perfect at the free throw line. 15 out of 15 on the season. Just came in there and did his job and is right back out of there as Derek Smith returns. 20-10, the Cardinals lead. 12:50 to go. First half here at the Summit in Houston. NCAA championship play. The regionals, the winner of this game to meet the winner of Missouri and LSU. Traveling call against Tyrone Latson. Latson from New York City. The infraction is the 9th turnover against A&M, and David Goff, number 22, back into the lineup to replace Latson.
Funny thing is, Jay, Texas A&M's doing a good job of getting the ball over half court, but after they beat the press, they seem to have trouble holding on to it, and that's when they're having their turnover.
Berkman under to Griffith, missed the layup. Tried to bank it over his shoulder off the glass. Here comes Britton. Britton into Wright. The bank shot is good.
He likes to use that glass. He's shown it from the left side, and that time from the right side of the basket. Very soft jump shot. 6
points for Wright in the game. Shot put up by Smith, no good. Tapped up under there by Wright, no good. And there is goaltending. Offensive goaltending, no basket. The tap back up by Poncho Wright, no basket.
Called for goaltending. This Louisville team does not have great height along the front line. Here they go up and battle on the boards. They're very quick and they're good leapers. They keep the ball alive in there. Finally, Darrell Griffith coming up with the rebound, very strong right here. Going back up, he thought it might have gone in, but his teammate goaltended right there on the rim.
And as we come back live, we have a foul. The foul is charged to Rodney McCray. McCray's second personal, team foul number 5. Wright will go to the free throw line. Wright has been a very consistent performer. He has 6 points. No, he will not go to the line. He's not fouled in the act of shooting. Now Louisville zoning a 2-1-2.
On the out of bounds underneath the basket, they set up in a zone.
Shot was put up by Riley, the freshman, and then he lost it out of bounds. He thought it belonged to A&M, but it doesn't. Back into the game for the Cardinals, Wiley Brown, number 41, to replace Rodney McCray. We have 11:39 to play. We're in the first half with Jeff Mullins, Jay Randolph. Cardinals 20-12 over the Texas A&M Aggies. Berkman moving it around. This is Derek Smith. Wiley Brown. And a foul is charged on number 43, Derek Smith, or a 3-second violation. It is a 3-second violation. Jerry Eves, number 5, back into the game, and Darrell Griffith gets a well-deserved rest. Pass coming in from Goff to Riley and back to Goff as they bring it up against the press. Over to Riley. Vernon Smith back out to Goff. 11 minutes and 10 seconds to play in the first half. Louisville up by 8. Pass underneath. Shot is up and good. Beautiful. Vernon Smith.
Nice pass inside by Goff and an excellent layup by Vernon Smith in traffic.
This telecast presented by the authority of the NCAA. Any use of the program without the written consent of the NCAA is prohibited. The announcers for this program have been approved and contracted for by NCAA Productions. 10:43 to play in the first half. A 6-point lead for the Cardinals. The biggest lead for Louisville, 10 points early on. Roger Berkman out front. The jump shot put up by Wright, no good. Rebound, Wright. And now the Aggies can get back within 4. Griffith sitting it out at the moment. Wright getting it in. Vernon Smith. And it's a 4-point lead for the Cardinals as Texas A&M battles back.
And they've done it by going inside to their strength. Now Smith, before it was Wright a few times for some easy bank jump shots, but they're playing their game now offensively.
Darrell Griffith is up. He'll be coming back in. PONCHO Wright getting it out to Derek Smith. Now Berkman. Back to Eves. Inside the 10-minute mark of this first half. Wright puts it up and bangs it through. Wright, great shooter from the corner. He has his first field goal. 22-16. The Cardinals lead the Aggies. Riley, the freshman, takes it from 15. It won't go. Tapped up and in by Vernon Smith.
The size of Texas A&M in underneath is starting to take its toll on Louisville, and Darrell Griffith is at the bench ready to come in.
Vernon Smith now with a total of 8 points. 22-18, the Cardinals. Listen to these Aggie fans roar behind us as Texas A&M has battled back in this one. The shot is up and good by Derek Smith. Smith, the sophomore from Georgia. All Metro this year, 24-18. Riley down court for the Aggies. Britton looking in, guarded in the man-to-man by Berkman. Over it goes. And a foul called. Offensive foul on Vernon Smith. Darrell Griffith coming into the game. 8 minutes and 42 seconds left to go in the 5 for Louisville. Louisville's 4 for 4 at the line. A&M 2 for 2 at the line. 8.5 to go in the first half. Darrell Griffith, Derek Smith, Wiley Brown, Jerry Eves. Working in there along with Wiley Brown now. And here's a traveling call. PONCHO Wright, 44, is the other Louisville player. And into the game, number 24 for A&M, Steve Silestein. .8:13 to play first half. Cardinals 24, Aggies of A&M 18. Rebound taken down underneath by Derek Smith. With Jeff Mullins, Jay Randolph at the summit. Darrell Griffith, 2 more. Griffith having a tremendous first half, 12 points. And it's Louisville 26, the Texas A&M Aggies 18. The Aggies in their dark uniforms, the maroon and white. David Britton holding on outside. David Goff back to Britton. This is Celestine is in the game, number 24, back out to Wright and around to Britton.
Louisville now in a 1-2-2 zone designed to try and keep the ball out of that middle where Texas A&M has been very successful lately.
Britton underneath to Wright. His turnaround shot, they call a foul in underneath. Foul called on number 43, Derek Smith.
Louisville team has very quick hands inside. They're all quick players. That time Smith was caught reaching in. A&M did a good job of getting the ball inside. Wright gets it here. He turns to go back up, but he's slapped on the wrist by Smith, and a good call by the official.
That is Louisville's 6th team foul. 2 shots coming for Wright, fouled in the act of shooting. Texas A&M, the 1980 Southwestern Conference champions with a 14-2 record, also won the postseason tournament with wins over Texas Tech and Arkansas. Rebound taken away by Derek Smith. Up to Jerry Eves. Ball batted away. Celestine has it. Back it comes. Goff driving down. Gives it off to Wright. Put up and in. David Britton was in the right place at the right time. 26-21. From the corner, the jump shot is up and no good. The shot taken by Smith. Here come the Aggies back, playing with more enthusiasm now. Wright's jumper, no good. Rebound, Derek Smith, he's fouled. The foul is charged to Celestine.
On that last fast break, here we see Goff going to the basket for A&M. He drops the ball back to Wright, but he wasn't ready for it. Fortunately, his teammate was and laid it in very softly. David Britton.
6:52 to go. We're in the first half. Louisville is leading Texas A&M 26-21. Jerry Eves brings it up, the sophomore from Ballard High School in Louisville, Kentucky. Underneath, Eves has it, puts it up, no good. The rebound taken away by Vernon Smith. Smith holding on, up to David Goff. A bucket here would give the Aggies a 3-point deficit, and they lose the ball. It went off the toes of Vernon Smith out of bounds. Into the game for Louisville. Number 22, Rodney McCray. Sitting out, Wiley Brown. There's a good look at the Louisville bench and Coach Denny Crum. The big screen above the summit. McCray trying to break it off inside, has to come back out to Derek Smith. Jerry Eves. Smith. Look at the move by Griffith. Foul on Britton. And Britton was helpless.
Shows the kind of great attention that a great player gets. That time he was going down to post Britton up. Another A&M player came over to help out, and when he faked his shot, both players went up, Britton landing on him.
The team fouls are now even at 6 apiece. We have 6:03 remaining in this first half. Rodney McCray getting it out to Eves. Derek Smith. There's Griffith. 2 more. Griffith, 14 points here in the first half. 28-21. 7-point lead for Louisville.
He has great form on that jump shot, Jay, and he gets up so high on it, it's hard for anybody to bother him on his shot.
This is Britton for the Aggies. Wright trying to break it in underneath the Vernon Smith. Ball batted out of bounds by Rodney McCray. 5.5 to go in the first half. 28-21. The Cardinals lead the Aggies. Traveling. Turnover. And the turnovers have hurt A&M much more than the press. That's the 11th turnover.
Yes, and about 5 of those have been traveling inside when they get the ball. That time Britton again over anxious, trying to fake and do too much with the ball.
Wiley Brown's going to come back in for the Cardinals when he has the opportunity. The jumper is up, in and out. Came from Rodney McCray and wouldn't go for him. Coming back the other way is Vernon Smith for A&M. David Goff waiting for Celestine to come down. Roger Berkman will be coming back in for Louisville. Celestine, oh, he can shoot.
And that's why he's in there. He's their zone breaker, good outside shooter. Louisville staying in that 1-2-2 zone. If he can hit a couple of those, it'll help A&M.
Griffith banked it up too hard, tapped it up, no good. Rebound, score, Derek Smith. Smith now has 4 points. And the Cardinals very tough underneath the boards.
They're so quick on the boards, and they're good leapers. Even though they're not exceptionally tall, they're very quick rebounders.
Here is Goff from 25. It won't go. Rebound taken down by Derek Smith. Griffith on the move with 4:20 to go in the first half. In under Rodney McCray, went for the hoop. No good, a foul called. Berkman back into the game along with Wiley Brown for Louisville. And the freshman Claude Riley, number 13, comes back for Texas A&M. Number 3 on Smith, the 17th foul charged against Texas A&M. So we go on the 1-and-1 with 4:16 remaining in the first half for Louisville.
Vernon Smith has been doing a great job for Texas A&M, and they will miss him if he has to leave because of fouls. He already has 3.
63% free throw shooter. Rodney McCray, 18 years old from Mount Vernon, New York, Scooter's brother. Scooter, of course, lost with the knee injury and surgery to Louisville, and what a job Rodney McCray has done. A foul on the rebound against number 13, Riley of Texas A&M. Riley, his first personal.
Riley fell asleep that time, kind of a freshman mistake. He didn't block his man out. Wiley Brown. Brown came over his back and got an easy rebound and was fouled trying to put it back in.
The Cardinals of Louisville, the Metro champions, leading the Aggies of the Southwest Conference, 31-23. Wiley Brown from Sylvester, Georgia, the left-hander. Brown, 62.6% free throw shooter. Britton coming back into the game to replace Celestine for A&M. There's Britton moving right through. Wiley Brown, 6'8", a graceful sophomore. He was the Georgia Player of the Year in both football and basketball his senior year in high school. A timeout on the court. 4:16.
Whatever it is, they are turning the ball over too much.
Griffith has 14 points to lead Louisville. Smith with 8 leading A&M. Louisville shooting 50%. A&M 52.6. The rebounds, Louisville 11, 9 for A&M. Ball batted out of bounds. It'll belong to the Aggies. Goff ready to put it in play. Gets it out to Riley. Riley underneath. Wright banks it off the glass again. And a nice pass from the freshman. 9 points for Wright. And the foul.
Great play by Doff down here, suckering Griffith into drawing the charge. Foul's called on Darrell Griffith, and he looks like he shook up.
He got bumped in the head. The 1-and-1 will go into effect for Texas A&M with 3:55 remaining in this first half. Griffith getting a little rest there. His first personal foul. Took a little shot in the left eye, it looked like.
Well, he turned around and Goff was right there ready to draw the charge. It's one of those difficult calls to make, but they called it on Griffith that time.
Griffith getting a little refreshment.
Rebounds at this point, 11-9.
Shelby Metcalf, as I look down to our right, I'm sure wondering why we might not have a timeout here. But we're going to play. Britton taking, giving it to Goff. Back to Britton. Around to Riley, the freshman pops it up. It's over the hoop, and the rebound by Berkman. Ball batted out right in front of us. Berkman will put it in play. Celestine back in for A&M number 24 to replace Riley. I imagine Coach Metcalf questioning that last shot a little bit.
Well, if anybody's going to take the outside shot, he'd like Celestine to be taking it against the Louisville zone.
33-25. The Cardinals are leading with 3.5 to go in the first half. Darrell Griffith. Eric Smith back to Griffith. Griffith, the fall away jumper. Wouldn't go for him, and a foul called underneath on Roger Berkman of Louisville. Berkman's first personal foul. The junior, who does very well off the bench, a real hustler.
Berkman was trying that time to post up David Goff, who's only 5'10", Berkman 6'5". That's why he was inside rebounding off the missed shot by Darrell Griffith, but he did go off. Goff did a good job of blocking him off the board. Berkman was caught reaching over the back.
Goff, the senior from Homewood, Illinois. Had a great prep career at Flossmoor High School in the Chicago area. The A&M assist record belongs to this fella. It was his 2 free throws that won the Bradley game after he made the steal in the final seconds and was fouled. Great play. 78% free throw shooter. Goff hits 2. Louisville 33. A&M 27. Brown trying to get it in under, a turnover, the 8th for Louisville. Celestine. Ooh, tough luck for him, in and out. Rebounded outside, Wiley Brown. Brown getting it off to Berkman. 2:50 to go in the first half. Griffith getting it in to Rodney McCray. McCray back out to Smith. They're working around. Now it's into Berkman, and he is fouled in underneath. Double teamed. Foul charged, I believe, to Wright or to Goff. We'll wait and see.
That's a strategy Louisville's trying to run. They're trying to take Goff inside with Berkman. That time they got the ball into him, but he was fouled as he received it.
And the foul was charged to Goff, if you're scoring with us. Berkman is a 70.2% free throw shooter, a junior. Rebound to Wright. Gives it off to Britton. Goff against the zone, a 3-2. Britton back out to Goff. Celestine back to Goff, around to Britton. Britton moves in, double teamed. Oh, nice move.
Nice move by Britton, and that's what he likes to do. Get isolated on one side of the floor and use his one-on-one ability, which he did so well that time.
Traveling call against Rodney McCray. And the Aggies will have a chance to get within 2. Texas A&M has never led. They've been down on a couple of occasions by as many as 10. Denny Crum is getting Poncho Wright back up along with Jerry Eves. Wright getting it to Celestine. In under, the ball tapped up underneath there by Woods, no good. And the Aggies lose it out of bounds. Substitutions, Jerry Eves, number 5. Poncho Wright, number 44, coming into the game. Rodney McCray and Roger Berkman go out. We have 1:53 to go. We're in the first half. Jeff Mullins and Jay Randolph with you from the Summit in Houston. The Cardinals 33, the Aggies 29.
Jay, we have a score from the East Regional with 5 minutes to go. It's Iowa 65, Syracuse 61.
Shot is up and good by Poncho Wright.
That's by Poncho Wright.
Wright made some move here, Jeff.
Excellent inside move by Wright. Making the move one-on-one all by himself. Celestine doing the only thing he can, trying to draw the charge, but it wasn't there. 2 points for Louisville.
Britton taking it down is fouled by number 43, Derek Smith. Smith's 3rd personal foul, and it'll put Britton on the line as we look at Dr. Shelby Metcalf, but now Derek Smith.
Now we're seeing a little bit of the Britton, Jay, we saw against the University of North Carolina in their last game. Trying to go one-on-one, isolating himself on one side or the other of the floor, and doing it very effectively.
David Britton hits the free throw, a 73.5% free throw shooter. Derek Smith coming out, and Rodney McCray back in for the Cardinals. Britton, 6'4", 202 pounds, All-City at Kennedy High School. Transferred from Potomac State College in Kaiser, West Virginia, my mother's hometown. 35-31. The Cardinals leading by 4. Darrell Griffith with 1:20 to go in the first half. Eaves now for Louisville against Goff. Traveling against Wiley Brown. That's turnover number 10 against Louisville. Let's look at this again.
Brown getting isolated, shuffled his feet before he went up for the shot. Nice play by Smith, though, coming from the weak side to help out on defense.
The Aggies down by 4. 55 seconds to go. Celestine. Back out to Goff. Cardinals were up by 10 on a couple of occasions. And now the Aggies have a chance to get within 2. Britton bangs it home.
Nice move by Britton. He has definitely come alive.
35-33, 30 seconds to go. First half. Listen to the Aggie supporters. They're here in mass. In the lane, the shot was put up by Brown. No good. Long pass down to Britton. Britton lost the ball with 14 seconds to go in the half.
Would have been a great play. Darrell Griffith was right beside him. I think Britton knew it. He looked over and lost the ball off his foot.
Britton glancing back at Griffith as Louisville comes down. 8 seconds. 7, 6, 5. Griffith looks at the clock, shoots from 20. It wouldn't go. Wright rebounds, throws it the length of the floor, and what a first half.
Great first half of basketball. Both teams playing extremely well the last few minutes.
Woods, Wright, David Goff, Vernon Smith, and David Britton to the second half. Ball control to Goff. Aggies going left to right here in the second half. The jumper up by Vernon Smith, no good. Goff, the littlest man on the court, rebounding. Back out to Britton. Britton drives, stops, comes up short with one. Rebound taken and put in alertly by Rudy Woods.
We didn't hear much from Woods the first half, only 7 minutes. But that time he got a big basket for his teammates and team.
The score is tied for the second time in the game. 35 all. We were tied at 2. The Aggies have never led. The shot is rejected. Wiley Brown put it up, and it was batted right back in his face. I think it was Vernon Smith or Woods. Probably
Rudy Woods, I believe. He has definitely come alive so far this second half.
Vernon Smith put it up, no good. They battle for it, and a jump ball, alert play again by Rudy Woods.
Might sense that the coach might have had a talk with Woods at halftime because he had only played 7 minutes the first half, had no points, but he's a Tiger so far this second half.
Ball goes out of bounds. It'll belong to A&M. Went out off Darrell Griffith. Score tied at 35. The Aggies with a chance to lead for the first time in the game. David Goff looking in. Goff bringing it back out, setting it up. Pass down to Wright. Goff. A&M very patient, tied at 35. There's the jumper. It wouldn't go down for Smith. Back comes Jerry Eaves. Eaves for the Cardinals. Back to Griffith. The jumper from 20. Swish!
He knows it was a big shot. Again, the leadership of Darrell Griffith. That's probably the best wide open shot he's had the whole game. But he can hit it.
Louisville up by 2. 18 minutes to play. The winner will meet Missouri or LSU on Sunday. Turnover. Wiley Brown getting it up to Eaves. Down into the corner. And the shot put up by McRae, rejected again. Whoop. Great play underneath. Shelby Metcalf looking on. Aggies trying to tie it at 37. 17 and a half minutes to play in this game. NCAA championship action, regional play from the magnificent summit in Houston. WRIGHT wouldn't go for him. Rebounded away by Rodney McRae. And back comes Louisville with Griffin. Stolen by WRIGHT. Here's Britton. Britton got to it, saves it back in. And up the other side for Louisville comes Jerry Eves. Now it's Griffith in the lane. And no basket, no basket. Foul outside. Foul charged on Vernon Smith. Let's look at this play.
Eves brings the ball up the side of the floor, eventually getting it to Griffith in the lane area where he is such trouble for the defense. The foul was called here, right there, but what a great move on the continuation. A double clutch and in the basket.
And a problem now, 4 fouls on Vernon Smith. 17:08 to play in the game. Louisville up 37-35. That's Rodney McRae.
Oh, don't point.
Threw it away, the turnover. That's the 11th turnover in the game for Louisville.
Trying to get the ball to Griffith down low, but the pass went a little wild.
Give you that final again from the East. Iowa has defeated Syracuse, 88-77. The return of Lester has vaulted Iowa onward. The jumper is good by Vernon Smith, and the score is tied for the 3rd time. It's 37-all. 16 and a half minutes to go in this one. Texas A&M, Louisville, going at it. Who will advance? Griffith getting it in. The turnaround jumper by Brown is no good. The rebound taken by McRae, and he is fouled. The foul in underneath. Charge to Rudy Woods.
Foul called on number 23, Rudy Woods, for A&M. His first, team's second.
That's the 2nd team foul. Rodney McRae will put it in play. Wiley Brown puts it up, no good. Traveling. Turnover number 12.
Wiley Brown likes to dribble a little bit too much in traffic, in close to the basket. That time he lost control of the ball and was called for traveling.
All right, again, the Aggies have a chance to take the lead. They have never led. Vernon Smith out to Goff. Back to Vernon Smith. WRIGHT over to Britton. Underneath. The shot is up and no good. Tapped in. Tapped in. Rudy Woods tapped it in, and the Aggies lead it. A&M takes the lead for the first time. In the lane, Darrell Griffith popped it up and wouldn't go. Batted back out neatly by McRae. Put up by Brown, no good. And a foul underneath as the rebound went to Derek Smith. Awesome action in underneath.
Yes, and Derek Smith, only 6'7", but what a leaper and a quick leaper. Again, going inside with Rudy Woods, drawing the foul against Woods. 2 in a row, 2 fouls quickly against Woods.
Foul on Woods. The 3rd team foul. McRae getting it out for the jumper. Put up by Smith, no good. Rebound. Rudy Woods. Texas A&M leading 39-37. 15 and a half to go. In under, banked up and in. Rudy Woods. Woods now with 6 points.
That time, Jay, he wanted the ball. He came down, he's fired up, and he said, give it to me, which they did.
Right back comes Wiley Brown with a fine move. Wiley Brown now with a total of 8 points in the game. 41-39, Texas A&M leading. 15 minutes to play in the game. Turnover. That for A&M is their 15th. The rebounds 21-20 with Louisville up by 1. Griffith leading Louisville with 16. Smith and Britton have 10 apiece for A&M. Griffith, 2 more.
Good play by Louisville. After the timeout, they decided to post Griffith up down low where he can operate very well. We've seen him going from the outside, but he can also do it down near the hoop.
Britton lost the ball. There is a foul charged on Britton. After he lost it, he commits the foul. It's his second. And that is team foul number 4 against A&M. Jeff, a big factor. A&M with 4 team fouls in the second half. Louisville has not committed a team foul.
Could be a very big factor as we get down to the closing minutes.
There is a look at this magnificent building. The Summit here in Houston. A sellout crowd sitting in with you. NCAA action. 14:25 to go. The score tied at 41. Louisville's Eves getting it down to Rodney McCray. Back out to Eves. Over into the corner to Smith and back out to Eves. Moving it around the zone. Eves from 25. Jerry Eves.
Very patient offense against the zone. That's the first time tonight we've seen that patented Texas A&M zone, but Louisville worked it very well till they got the open shot for Eves.
The Cardinals are back in the lead. 13:55 to play. Banked up off the glass neatly. Rudy Woods again. Score tied at 43. Woods has 8 points. It's the 5th time the game has been tied. Here is Daryl Griffith giving it over to Eves, breaking it off to Brown. Louisville and White, if you're just joining us. The jumper put up by Eves, no good. Rebounded away. Vernon Smith giving it off to Britton. Britton coming back down. Biggest lead in the game for A&M has been 4. About here in the second half. Louisville led by 10 in the first. The jumper comes up short from Vernon Smith and rebounded away by Derek Smith for Louisville. Down to Eves. This is, that's Daryl Griffith. Griffith banging it up, no good. Eves underneath, tapped it away, and it's picked off by Vernon Smith. Up to David Goff. Goff holds up and gives it back outside to Vernon Smith.
Good play by Goff. He took it into the lane area to explore the break. It wasn't there, and he brought it back out, and it looks like Texas A&M is going to bring it out. Maybe slow this game down.
Yeah, well, Louisville is in a 2-1-2 zone, and they want to see if the Cardinals will come out. This is not unusual for the Aggies. They have been known to hold the ball, of course.
A little easier for them to execute against Louisville's man-to-man. That zone will clog up the middle where Texas A&M likes to work.
Lynn Wright banking it up and in. Nice play.
Not an easy shot. Wiley Brown was all over him, but he used the glass again and it dropped.
Daryl Griffith getting it around to McCray. Over into the corner it goes to Smith. Derek Smith bringing it back outside. 12 minutes to go in this game. The winner will play either LSU or Missouri. A steal. Here is Goff. They've got 3-on-1. Goff off and up and in. Vernon Smith. 3-on-1 break, and Goff handled it beautifully.
Very nice play by Goff. He took it to the middle of the floor. He had his 2 big men on the wings and made a great pass to Smith.
Again, it's a 4-point lead for Texas A&M. And their fans are going wild, and a traveling call against Louisville.
Here's that last fast break, starting right here on the steal. The ball's to Goff. You can see it. Perfect camera angle. The classic 3-on-1 break. Goff comes up the floor, looks the defense off to his right, passes to his left for an easy layup. Great fast break.
Magnificent pictures from our NCAA Productions crew, headed here by John Crow in the Summit tonight. 47-43, the Aggies. Underneath, Rudy Woods stepped out of bounds. The turnover, the 16th for Texas A&M. Roger Berkman will come back into the lineup for Louisville to replace Jerry Eves. Berkman, number 34. You're looking at the Aggie bench there, and Shelby Metcalf at the left of your picture. 5 Southwest Conference titles in his 17 years coaching at College Station. 47-43, the Aggies. 11:14 to play. 44, Poncho Wright working in there now. So it's Wright and McCray and Berkman and Griffith along with Smith. Berkman outside. Inside of 11 minutes. Daryl Griffith guarded by Britton on a confrontation. And 5-second rule. 5-second rule. Griffith didn't like the call.
No, he thought he crossed the line, but he didn't. good call by the official. Gerald Griffith getting a little careless, slowing down the ball.
Tom Finken, Gary Muncy, and George Solomon. The threesome working this game. Griffith and Britton to jump.
And this should be a classic jump. Both of them great leapers. Let's see who gets it.
Britton beat him, but Berkman came up with the ball. Roger Berkman for Louisville. Back out front to Rodney McRae. Off it goes. Shot came up short by PONCHO Wright. And the Aggies got the basketball, leading by 4. With 10:35 to play.
And Louisville's got a puzzled look on their face. They're a little disorganized now, and they need to settle down.
They're a young club, Louisville. They have really played well. What a job Denny Crum has done with them.
They've had a fine season.
And it's not over yet.
No, it isn't.
Oh, blocking foul. Britton going into Berkman. Berkman called for the block.
Foul on Roger Berkman, number 34.
Good defense by Berkman that time, though, and that foul won't hurt him. He cut Britton off going to the basket.
That's the second on Berkman, the first team foul against Louisville in the second half. Vernon Smith back out front to Britton. And I think A&M's going to sit on the ball a little bit. They're going to run some clock and play to try and get it in if they can. Bring it back out, Wright, I should say. I keep wanting to call him Rin Woods. It's Rudy Woods and Rin Wright. 10 minutes to play in the game. 47-43. Rin Wright missed underneath. Traveling call against Derek Smith. He got the rebound and then traveled as he backed up.
Smith came down kind of hard. Another good rebound by Smith, but when he came down, he stumbled and was called for traveling.
9:52 to play. Rin Wright put it up short. Rebound taken down by Rodney McRae.
2 times in a row, Texas A&M has come down and they haven't gotten a really good shot. They can afford to be very patient. The time before they threw it away, that time not a good shot by Wright.
I'm surprised they didn't hold the ball a bit longer.
The clock and the score is in their favor right now. They should be extremely patient, look for the good shot.
Griffith yelling instructions to his teammates. McRae to Griffith, the fall away jumper, plays short. Griffith gets it back. Griffith from the corner. In and out. And a foul called. Foul called on number 43, Derek Smith. That is his 4th personal foul and team foul number 2 against Louisville.
Derek Smith getting his fouls in traffic, but he's working extremely hard in there.
There's a timeout on the court. 42-year-old Denny Crum from San Fernando, California. Played and coached under John Wooden. And there's Shelby Metcalf, the 49-year-old gentleman who grew up in Tulsa, Oklahoma, was an All-American at East Texas. Rebounding now, Louisville 25, A&M 23. Woods and Smith each with 8 rebounds apiece. Griffith, the leading scorer in the game with 12. Smith, or with 18. Smith has 12 for A&M. Back into the game. Silverstein for A&M and Wiley Brown for the Cardinals. Driving in Britton. Blocking foul, charged. Underneath to number 44, PONCHO Wright.
In their stall offense like that, Texas A&M has Britton in the center of the floor where he can use his one-on-one abilities. That time he went straight to the basket and he drew the foul.
That's the 3rd team foul against Louisville, the champions of the Metro Conference. When you think of the Metro, you think of basketball. When you think of the Southwest Conference, you think of football. But basketball has come a long way in the Southwest Conference, pioneered by men like the great late Doc Hayes at SMU and Shelby Metcalf, the coaches at A&M, Abe Levins at Texas. 43-47, Aggies up by 4. Britton forced the shot, rejected back, saved by Griffith. Not a good shot selection. Berkman coming down. Berkman underneath. Giving it off. Rodney McRae was fouled.
Good pass by Berkman inside. He almost got in trouble, but he found McCray. McCray drew the foul.
Foul called on 35, Ren Wright for A&M.
Ren Wright on the foul.
Here's Berkman going baseline. He thought he had an opening, got too far under the basket. Here he finds McCray wide open, and McCray is fouled on the way up.
Vernon Smith comes back into the game. He has 4 fouls. Smith playing with 4. Both Smiths playing with 4. Derek Smith and Vernon Smith. Rodney McCray on the line. Rodney has really matured for a freshman, I'll tell you. Again, I want to say what a job this guy has done for Louisville this season. 47-44, 3-point Aggie lead.
A&M has been stuck on 47 the last 4 or 5 possessions. They need a basket here to get their offense clicking again.
Vernon Smith back in the game. Goff and Britton at the guards. Ren Wright. Woods up front. Shot put up underneath there by Britton. He tries for the steal then, doesn't get it. Here comes Berkman back for Louisville. Underneath. Up and in. The basket by Wiley Brown. 10 points for Wiley. And it's a 1-point A&M lead. 47-46. 7.5 minutes to play. The jumper up over the hoop, no good by Vernon Smith, and now a jump ball call. Back into the game for Texas A&M will come number 10, Tyrone Latson, the junior from Brooklyn, New York. He transferred from Kansas State, and David Goff gets a rest. Shelby Metcalf. Coming up in front of us, Denny Crum to check things out. Ren Wright rebounding. Tyrone Latson off to Britton. 47-46. Britton got it.
Great one-on-one move. That was just great athletic ability.
You saw Denny Crum, his club down by 3. In the lane, hooked up and in by Wiley Brown. A nice move by Brown. 12 points for him. And now a foul is called on Berkman. Berkman of Louisville commits his 3rd personal foul. That is team foul number 4, and all of a sudden things are evening up in the team foul department very quickly.
And a lot of time left. 6 minutes and 57 seconds left in this game.
It's Latson out there working with Smith, Rudy Woods, Britton, and Ren Wright. Here's Britton going all the way, ducked it in. Foul is on Britton. Let's see if the basket, no basket, no basket. A foul is on Britton. We're gonna look at this again, Jeff.
Great move. Britton saw the opening. Alertly, the Louisville player came over. McCray, he goes up, stuffs it, and makes contact. Could have been either way. Toughest call in basketball. They took the basket away.
And one of the Louisville players injured appears to be McCray, his right knee. Hear that play again. Now watch Britton.
Here comes McCray over. Britton going up strong. Great move by Britton, but the basket did not count, and he picks up his 3rd personal.
McCray is up and okay. Berkman bringing it down. Aggies leading 49-48 with 6:40 to play. What a ball game. Berkman off to Griffith. Griffith moving inside. Ball rejected back. Puts it up again. No good. Rebound outside. Put up. No good that time by Wright. Tapped out, a foul. Foul charge to Rudy Woods. His 3rd.
Louisville doing a great job on their offensive boards against the much taller Aggie team.
The 1-and-1 goes into effect for Louisville with 6:23 to play.
And the 1-and-1 pressure free throws are such a part of tournament basketball, and they will be again tonight.
Louisville, a 68.5% free throw shooting team. The Aggies, 71.3. Louisville averaging 77.5 this year. The Aggies 69.1. McCray a 63.8% free throw shooter. 1 in bonus. Got a little iron, but it got the job done. As you look at Shelby Metcalf, Bob Gobin, Barry Davison, Randy Knowles, his assistants. Louisville goes back into the lead, 50-49. 6:20 to go. Vernon Smith. That's Britton driving. Ball batted away out of bounds. It'll belong to A&M. Back into the game for Texas A&M, number 13, the freshman Claude Riley, to replace Rudy Woods. 6:11 remaining. Goff will put it in play for A&M. Gets it into Riley. Back out front to Britton. Around to Goff. The Aggies have been in a cold streak, and they're going to talk things over with Shelby Metcalf. 6:05 remaining to be played. A timeout on the court. The score, Louisville 50, Texas A&M 49. We now return to our studio. The Louisville Cardinal cheerleaders. There's the score. Louisville, 36 consecutive winning seasons, an NCAA record. Coach Kenny Crum.
And he's done a great job here tonight, Jay. A few minutes ago, when his team was down 4 points, he called a timeout because his players look rattled. They're young, and he called a timeout, got them settled down, and they've come back out and started playing basketball again. A very timely timeout.
A&M with the basketball. That is Britton. Louisville zoning. The ball went into Ren Wright. He was fouled. Foul charged on Darrell Griffith, his second. And that is team foul number 5.
Second personal foul. And the 15th foul of the half.
The foul before the shot. Riley and Wright and Goff and Britton and Vernon Smith in the lineup right now for A&M. Britton off to Riley, the freshman, another air ball. Ren Wright underneath.
Riley's not bashful when he comes in. He puts another 15, 16-footer, a little bit off balance.
Back out front, they try to set it up. Cardinals lead the Aggies 50-49, 5 minutes and 20 seconds to play. Louisville shooting 39.2, A&M 46.7. Louisville now out rebounding A&M 31-24. Louisville 10 of 13 at the line, A&M 7 out of 8. The errors are about even. Louisville 16, A&M 17. Riley looking for Wright. Couldn't get it to him. And we have a foul called on the freshman Riley. That is his second.
And I think Shelby Metcalf is going to get him out of the lineup. That's 2 mistakes in a row for Riley. 1 a bad shot, and that time throwing the ball away.
Celestine will come back in, number 24, to replace Riley. Celestine, fine outside shooter from Clear Lake, Texas, a very solid reserve, a senior. And on the free throw line, number 41, Wiley Brown. Wiley, All-Metro second team. The left-hander who has that artificial thumb on his right hand. Clutch free throw shooting. Wiley Brown picks up 2. Louisville leads by 3, 52-49. Celestine, who's back into the game. Louisville zoning. Celestine trying to get it in underneath, threw it away. And the Aggies all of a sudden are having a little problem, and Rudy Woods will come back in.
Rudy Woods back into the game.
Celestine will come out. Timeout, Texas A&M. 4 minutes and 27 seconds remaining to be played in this game. The Cardinals have come back to retake the lead, 52-49. At halftime, it was Louisville 35, Texas A&M 33. The leading scorer in the game for Louisville, Darrell Griffith with 18, but a solid second half from Wiley Brown. The leading scorer for Texas A&M, Britton and Vernon Smith both with 12. Louisville led by as many as 10 in the first half. A&M is led by as many as 4 here in the second half.
And Louisville has stayed to their game plan. After that timeout we talked about a moment ago, they've settled down, playing good, solid defense. Whenever A&M will let them, they'll stay in their zone. There we see the rebound edge. Again, A&M a bigger team, but Louisville much quicker under the boards, and they've used their quickness effectively. A&M, at that timeout, the last one called by Shelby Metcalf, looked a little puzzled. They were beginning to question themselves. It remains to be seen whether or not that timeout can settle them down and get them back playing basketball.
Jeff, this has been good old backyard rock'em sock'em basketball, hasn't it?
It certainly has. Two great teams.
All right. Rodney McCray will put it in play for Louisville.
A&M in a press for the first time tonight.
McCray. Now it's Berkman. They get it up into the front court. Wiley Brown back over to Rodney McCray. 52-49. Louisville by 3. Darrell Griffith. Poncho Wright. Back out to Berkman. Louisville running some clock off.
Good motion offense by the Louisville team, making A&M work very hard on defense, also killing the clock, which is in their favor.
Berkman controlling for Louisville. Underneath. Shot was put up by Rodney McCray. A foul call.
Foul on Rudy Woods, number 23, fourth personal foul.
Foul is charged on Rudy Woods, his 4th. He'll come out.
Credit that play to Berkman. Here he made a nice penetration, drew Rudy Wood to him. Wood goes up to block it. Looks like he hit McCray on his left shoulder. He blocked the ball very nicely.
Rodney McCray back at the line. 3.5 minutes to go. You see number 13 on the left of your screen back into the game. Claude Riley, the only reserve to play in every game this year for A&M. Wright rebounding off to Britton. 52-49, Louisville. Aggies need a hoop. Britton walked. The turnover. The 17th in the game, or the 19th, excuse me, for A&M.
That time Goff walked, but I have to say he's played a fine game for his Texas A&M team, and that's one of the few turnovers he's had against a great deal of pressure.
52-49. Berkman drives, missed it. Rebound taken down by Riley. Off to Goff, down to Britton. Britton fakes, stops, pumps, yes! 52-51. 2 minutes and 45 to play. Louisville leading. Long pass down court. Wiley Brown put it up, no good. Foul on Wright.
Wright lost track of his man that time. Brown, who snuck down to the other end, the Louisville player alertly saw him, got the ball to him, and the only thing Wright could do was foul him.
These two teams have met only one time before. December of 1975, Louisville beat Texas A&M 102-88. On the free throw line, Wiley Brown. Still 52 to 51.
3 straight misses by Louisville from the free throw line.
$15 points for Wiley Brown. 2-point lead, Cardinals. Foul on Berkman. That is only the 6th team foul against Louisville. Berkman is walking to the line, but he is not going to shoot. He doesn't realize it. That is the 6th team foul. Louisville has been on the 1-and-1 since 6:23. 2.5 minutes to play. A bucket by the Aggies ties it at 53. .220 to go. Louisville 53, Texas A&M 51. It has been a dandy. Ball batted out of bounds, touched in underneath by Rodney McCray. It belongs to Texas A&M. Little David Goff is the trigger man. Out to Riley. Out front to Britton. Around to Goff. Britton from 25. Yes, and it's tied up at 53. That's the 7th time this game has been tied.
And a nice move by Dave Britton. He doesn't take that long one, preferring to go one-on-one. But that time the zone gave him the 20-footer, and he buried it.
Number 23, Tony Branch, coming into the game to replace Wiley Brown. Branch, the senior. Branch, who won the Kansas State game.
Look for Louisville. They've got a very small lineup now. They might spread the floor out, try and use the clock, and control the last minute and 48 seconds.
Griffith out to Berkman. A minute 40. Score tied, 53 all. Texas A&M and Louisville providing a dramatic show here in game 1 tonight.
Louisville wants to use the clock, as we can see, but Texas A&M must be alert for someone sneaking in for an easy layup, because I'm sure they'll take it if they can get it.
1:20 to play. 53 all. Louisville averaging 77.5 a game. Right in front of us, it belongs to Louisville. Britton tapped it out. Excitement here.
Great matchup in these closing seconds between Griffith and Dave Britton from A&M. 2 great athletes guarding each other, or opposing each other.
1 minute to play. 53 all. Down to 50 seconds. The clock on the wall here at the Summit. We go to the wire with 40 seconds now to play. 53 all. Darrell Griffith down to Branch, who won the K-State game. 30 seconds. Texas A&M and Louisville tied up 53 all. If you're just joining us, timeout, Louisville Cardinals, 19 tiny ticks left in this game. And with a timeout on the court, the score, Louisville 53, Texas A&M 53. 19 seconds remaining, Jeff.
Jay, I've got some trivia for you. Our statistician tells us it's the 3rd game in a row Texas A&M has been in. The score has been tied 53-53 at the end of regulation, with the other team holding the ball. Of course, they've won the other 2.
Well, and last Sunday, in a game that I had the pleasure of doing, it was 53 all at the end of regulation and 53 all at the end of the first overtime. And then they went out and scored over 20 points in the next 5 minutes to beat North Carolina. Midway through the first half in the East, Georgetown 14, Maryland 10. Little shenanigans going on in that one, I'm sure.
Have to credit Denny Crum from Louisville calling the timeout 19 seconds left on the clock. Plenty of time to execute a play and run a play and try and get off one good shot with very little time remaining on the clock.
And you might watch that fella right there, Branch. It might be Branch or Griffith. Down to 10. Branch making the move. 7 seconds. Out to Griffith. Griffith from 25. It wouldn't go. Rebound put up. And overtime. Overtime. No basket. Overtime. No basket. Well, they went to Griffith. The shot would not go. He had a legitimate shot and he put it up well.
Well executed play. They ran a double pick for Griffith. He got the shot he wanted. It just wouldn't drop.
That ends the regulation time. We'll be back in 1 minute to bring you the action of the first overtime period. Denny Crum talking to his club. Earlier in the year, they won 18 in a row before losing to Iona 77-60. And there is Shelby Metcalf, who has brought his Aggies from College Station in here to Houston and played Louisville to a 53-all tie at the end of regulation. A&M ranked 18th in UPI. The Cardinals second in the AP, fourth in UPI. Ready to go to the 5 minutes of overtime. Riley to jump against Wiley Brown. Ball tapped all the way down and controlled by Vernon Smith for A&M. Now in the overtime, the first overtime last Sunday, Carolina and A&M both held the ball. Both had opportunities, but neither team, Carolina or A&M, was able to score in that first overtime. 53 has been a magic number for Texas A&M. Will it be again here tonight?
Louisville preferring to stay in the 2-3 zone. They're bringing Darrell Griffith out away from the basket. Now they're coming out in the man-to-man, which is what Texas A&M wants. They want to operate against the man-to-man defense.
Britton at the foul line, shovel shot wouldn't go. Rebound, Derek Smith. Berkman bringing it down. Berkman and Griffith on the back line. McRae and Smith and Brown on the front line for the Cardinals. There's Griffith inside. He's fouled.
He is so tough inside when he gets that ball because of his great leaping ability. It's a lot of, here he goes up, hangs long enough to make contact, then tries to shoot, and he was fouled by Britton.
The foul on Britton is his fourth. 4 minutes to go in overtime. Griffith, a 71% free throw shooting. Started the night with 2,235 points, the all-time leading scorer at Louisville, and they've had some great ones there. Rebound, put up by Wiley Brown, rejected. Berkman scores, and it ends up being a three-point play.
Very alert play by Berkman inside.
Cardinals 56, the Aggies 53. David Goff for Texas A&M. Britton over to Riley, the freshman. Oh, he got that one down. Under pressure, the Crockett Rocket.
I think perhaps that might add to Coach Metcalf's gray hair, though. That was a long jump shot by the 6'9" freshman, but it dropped.
Griffith going in is fouled. The foul is the fourth on Wright.
Griffith gets so much attention by the defense. Here he finally sees a lane to the basket. Wright comes over to help out. His ability to change direction makes it almost impossible to stop his shot without fouling him.
Griffith's high this year, 35 points against West Virginia. He has 19 tonight. Free throw shooting has hurt the Cardinals here in the latter stages.
He's such a fine shooter from the floor, though. He probably ought to take a little bit more time and a little bit more concentration on his free throw, because he's got too good a shot.
Oh, that just did go down. 57-55. The Cardinals are up by 2. 3 minutes and 20 seconds to play. With Jeff Mullins, Jay Randolph, we're in the first overtime period. Timeout, Texas A&M.
A&M calls timeout.
We pause now, 5 seconds for station identification.
WAVE TV3 Louisville.
3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining to be played. First overtime period. The winner, whether it be Louisville or Texas A&M, will meet either Missouri or Louisville here in the Summit Sunday afternoon. The winner on to Indianapolis.
A lot of pressure, a lot on the line for this game. Both teams have played extremely well. They both had lapses where they've gotten out of their game plan. Because they're so well coached, they've been able to regroup and come back. Coach Metcalf calling that timeout, his team down 2 points. No need to rush. They got the ball. They need to set up, get a good shot, and see if they can't tie the score up.
Louisville with a record of 29-3. The 29 victories, the most ever for a Louisville team. The timeouts. Louisville with 5 added up. Getting Crum a lot of opportunities to do a great many things if he needs it. There's the Cardinal. Tremendous ball game by these two clubs. Britton and Wright and Goff and Riley and Vernon Smith out there for Texas A&M. 57-55 Louisville. David Goff, round to Riley. This game has been tied 7 times, the last time at 53. There's Britton from 17, it wouldn't go. Rebound taken down by Derek Smith. Smith has done a great job rebounding in the last 5 minutes.
He certainly has. He's not particularly big, but he's a quick leaper and a good rebounder.
Louisville in the lead. 2.5 minutes to play. We're in overtime. Timeout Louisville. 2:26 remaining to be played in this game. Let's remind you again that earlier tonight, Iowa defeated Syracuse 88-77. Georgetown and Maryland are playing right now in Philadelphia. Georgetown with an early lead. Yesterday, as we look at Shelby Metcalf, the Duke Blue Devils, your alma mater, Jeff, with a 55-54 victory over Kentucky in Lexington. And Purdue, 76-69 over Indiana. UCLA, 72-68 last night over Ohio State in Tucson. And Clemson, 74-66 over Lamar. Clemson and UCLA will meet on Saturday. Duke and Purdue will meet on Saturday. Iowa will meet the winner of Georgetown, Maryland on Sunday. The winner of this game will meet either LSU or Missouri on Sunday. To give you a look at the free throw shooting percentages, the Aggies have 4 players with 4 fouls. Wright, Smith, Britton, and Woods. And back into the game for Louisville, Tony Branch, the senior, number 23, to replace Wiley Brown.
Interesting substitution right at the end of the timeout. Might indicate that Louisville might try and hold the ball since they've got the lead for the last 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Berkman getting it around to Smith. Here is Darrell Griffith, and he is fouled. They get the ball into Griffith. He's going to do some business one way or the other.
He's awful tough, particularly isolated on one side of the court like he was that time.
The foul is on Ren Wright, and that is 5. Ren Wright is the first player to foul out of the game. Wright fouling out with 11 points, 2:11 left in overtime. Ren Wright is out of the game. They've got Burton Smith and Britton
Rudy Woods.
and Riley
Game for A&M.
and Goff, and now number 23, Rudy Woods, back in. On the free throw line, Darrell Griffith will shoot 2. He has 20 points. Griffith really in the clutch now. 58-55. This free throw would give Louisville a 4-point lead. They got it. The Aggies on the move. 2:05 to play. Goff takes it from 20. Wouldn't go. Tapped up. No. Tapped up again. No. Riley has a jump ball. Riley and Rodney McCray will go up. Aggies really crashed the board, but came up empty.
They were in there and got 3 taps at it. One of them went in, around, and bounced back out.
Shelby Metcalf. Overall record 273, 178. Berkman, and now Louisville with a 4-point lead at 1:45 to play. Timeout, Louisville.
Louisville calls timeout.
1:44 remaining. There's a timeout in the overtime with the score. Louisville 59, Texas A&M 55.
He has 4 guards in there with Derek Smith, so look for them to try and hold the ball. Probably not only their ball handling guards, they're quicker players, but probably they're better free throw shooters also.
Tyrone Latson is in the game for A&M. Eaves is back in along with Branch for Louisville. This is Derek Smith off to Berkman. Roger Berkman's done a fine job tonight in a reserve role. This is Branch, the senior. Double team, gets it down. Eaves scores. Nice pass. Jerry Eaves.
That's what we talked about earlier. When they're trying to stall, you still got to play your man honest. That time Eaves broke open under the basket.
Britton from 25. It wouldn't go. Tapped out. Control by Eaves. Back it comes to Branch. Off to Berkman. Berkman coming up. That's Smith. Foul call on Goff. 52 seconds remaining, and the Cardinals now up by 6. Back into the game will come Rodney McCray for Louisville, along with Wiley Brown. And Branch is going out, and so is Eaves. The little guys did what they wanted them to do.
That's right. After these free throws, Coach Denny Crum wants his big lineup back in there to play defense on the other end.
On the line, Derek Smith. 69% free throw shooter, the sophomore. Derek Smith, the top rebounder for Louisville. The Cardinals beginning to taste a little bit of the saliva of victory in their mouths right now.
Well, for the first time, I think, in a long time, they feel like they have control of this ball game.
63-52. Goff in a hurry for A&M. Tyrone Latson. Latson walked. 45 seconds left. And the little people will come back for Louisville. Branch and Eaves as Wiley Brown and Rodney McCray come out. 45 seconds remaining. Berkman for Louisville. Griffith, 2 more. Griffith Griffith now with 24 points, 65-55. Back to their biggest lead in the game. Griffith with a steal and a foul charge on Riley. Or that was Branch with the steal.
Nice play by Branch, very alertly jumping in, stealing the ball, using his quickness.
Branch and Griffith look a lot alike. Branch is a little shorter, but 11 seconds are remaining here in the celebration behind us, the Louisville Cardinal cheering section. Branch is going to be at the line as Wiley Brown comes back in and Eves comes out. And now Louisville calls a timeout. Let's see who called the timeout. One in bonus for him. $16 out of 16. Automatic.
He hasn't played a whole lot tonight, but when he's been in there, he's done a good job for Coach Denny Crum and the Louisville teammates.
Louisville has its biggest lead in the game right now. Banged it off the glass. Here comes Britton. Down it comes. 7 seconds. Shot by Riley from 35 feet. No good. Battle for underneath. Stuff. That'll be a technical foul. Technical fouls advance with a 66-55 victory over the Texas A&M Aggies. There is the victorious Coach Denny Crum, as we tell you, the executive producer of tonight's game.
A team who, when the pressure was on, when